Hello everybody and welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson challenge with West Ham. Now in today's episode we have the European Super Cup against Chelsea. But of course we've got some fixtures to review since the last time we met. So the last time we beat Millwall away from home in the opening day of the Premier League, we followed that up with a 5-1 home win against Newcastle. So kicking things off, Wagnerman coming down this right hand side and Felipe Anderson gives us the lead inside 3 minutes, but then immediately got himself injured at the same time, so unfortunately he had to go off. A really good performance from Tete on this right hand side. He played really well in this game, but not quite as well as Alexander Isak, who managed to get himself a hat-trick in the Premier League. As you can see here, Jerlek gets himself a goal as well. We started with our more attacking formation, so he did start in the attacking midfielder role. And yeah, it was just a great performance really. Newcastle didn't offer anything in the first half whatsoever. They came into it a little bit more in the second half, and they've got a goal through Willian Jose in the 71st minute, which did disappoint me a little bit. I would have liked to have kept a clean sheet, but these things happen. We'll win 5-1, we'll get our second victory in a row, and to be honest with you, we've started the Premier League season quite well. Next up was a 2-0 away victory at Stoke. Alexander Isak gave us the lead in the 37th minute, and away from home at Stoke, I was debating whether to play the attacking or more defensive formation. We ended up going with a more defensive one, and I think it worked well today. I think I'll stick with that when playing away from home. Even though Stoke were newly promoted, they do still have a decent side. Jonathan Panzo getting the second goal for us. Pongracic is being a pain. Manchester United made an offer for him in the summer, and now he's kicking up a fuss because I rejected the offer, and he's going to the media and all that sort of stuff that you see on Football Manager. So Panzo has been getting a run of games in the first team. I haven't frozen Pongracic completely out. He's still getting game time, but if he continues, I'm going to have to look to sell him. And probably the best victory of the lot was a 2-1 home win against Arsenal. We again went with the more conservative tactic. Even a home game, Arsenal are still a really good side, as Alexander Isak gives us the lead in the 49th minute. And then they did equalise through Fekir. Some poor keeping there from Timo Horn really. But Dennis Mann gets the goal in the 84th minute that ends up sealing the 3 points for us. A really good strike by Moise Kean there. Unfortunate not to go in. But yeah, really good result against Arsenal. The next one, not so much. Away from home against Manchester City, we got absolutely stuffed 3-0. They are still a step above what we can offer in this league, really. They missed a penalty through Fernandinho. Matthias Enrique got himself a straight red card in the 78th minute. And yeah, it was just one of them games where I did go with a more conservative tactic to begin with. It didn't work, and we got beat. And this all leads us to today's game against Chelsea. I've already accidentally went through I've selected my team and I've went through to the match. The game hasn't kicked off yet. We're still in the pre-match, and this is the team that we are going to start with. Timo Horn in goal, Wagnerman, Oxford, Pongracic and Creswell as our defence. Toussaint, Tonelli and Enrique in the centre of midfield. Dennis Mann, Moise Kean and Alexander Isak our forwards. So we kick off against Chelsea. I'm assuming it's neutral ground. European Super Cup, Champions League winners versus Europa League winners. Now this will be a good litmus test to see how far the squad has come in the season. I think we've struggled against Chelsea in the past, so yeah, we'll see how we get on today. First highlight, Hazard with the corner. It's cleared by Tonali, but only as far as Willian. A decent strike, goes just well wide. Looking at the stats initially, we are dominating possession, but it looks like Chelsea are definitely having the better of the game in terms of chances created. As the highlight continues with Kepa. Can we get in there? We can't. Eden Hazard. Lewis Cook actually ended up signing for Chelsea. Bournemouth got relegated and he was available for like 30 million. And when I was having the registration problems with me players, I wanted to bring him in, but Chelsea swooped in first as Chelsea take the lead through Willian. Good play by the Chelsea midfield. Leon Bailey finds Willian and it's a hell of a strike from the edge. Did it take a deflection? It looks like Timo Horn went completely the wrong way. I'm not sure, but found ourselves 1-0 down early on. It's not ideal as we pick up with another highlight and Moise Kean gives the ball away and Chelsea will come forward with it now through Willian. Oh, come on lads, shut him down. Reece Oxford with a decent challenge, but Emerson's got on the left. He gets the ball in, Leon Bailey's back post and he makes it 2-0. This is not ideal. Obviously, we are playing the more conservative tactic. I haven't played enough substitutions. I've only put 7 on the bench because I'm so used to the Premier League now. We could have 12, which would have been a lot better. As Leon Bailey puts them 2-0 up, I'm just waffling now. I don't want to acknowledge the scoreline. 25 minutes in, this is not working for me. I'm going to go to the more attacking tactic. We might get absolutely stuffed from this point onwards. 5-0 or whatever. I don't really care. I would rather see us try and create something in this game rather than just sitting back trying to hold on to a 2-0 defeat, which is nothing, as Morata Leon Bailey nearly makes it 3-0, managed to get it clear through Aaron Creswell. The highlight continues though as Willian plays it in. Timo Horn gathers, and I'm guessing that's the end of that. 43 minutes in, just before half time, we give it away in the box to Morata, and that is absolutely disgusting defending. Who was it, Wagnerman, or was it somebody else? I'm not too sure. We'll find out now. It was Toussaint, actually. He tries to pass it. Oh my God, Timo Horn. I'm very tempted to drop Timo Horn. Some of the goals we've conceded so far this season haven't been his finest performances, and with Pau Lopez sitting on the bench, he's like currently in the Spanish setup. You know, he's not exactly getting game time there, but he's good enough to be called up. So maybe he should get a run of games ahead of Timo Horn for a little while. We'll have to wait and see about that. As we kick off the second half, shooting from right to left this time. A highlight for us. Creswell plays it in. Oxford gets his head on it, but it's cleared off the line. And is this going to continue? No, it's not. Eden Hazard with a free kick for Chelsea. He plays it in, but it's cleared by Reece Oxford as Kennedy picks it up. We win the ball back, and we've played some decent stuff to keep possession there. Don't lose it now. Moise Keane, dreadful pass to Aaron Creswell, who manages to keep it in. And it bobbles back to Moise Keane now. Alexander Isaac can drive at the Chelsea defence, and I don't want to see that highlight, Football Manager. That was not a good thing for us. Let's make some changes. Who's playing poorly? Wagnerman is having an awful game. We'll get him off for Emerson. And who's struggling out there? Lucas Toussaint, Declan Rice, and that's all we can do. Highlight now, Willian coming forward for Chelsea's in the box, takes a strike. Timo Horn can gather this one, which is nice to see. Corner now it's a throw in from Aspi, and the ball finds its way at Lewis Cook. Excellent challenge by Tonali, but they keep coming forward and it's going to be a penalty. Willian just waits for the challenge from behind, and he plays for that, definitely, and we are stupid enough to fall for it as Willian steps up. And he makes it 4-0. We're not watching this. We're not. 88 minutes in, can we at least get a consolation? No, we can't. Pongracic gives it straight to Willian. Some diabolical passing in this match, it's got to be said, as Kennedy comes down with a decent cross. Andrea Bellotti, completely unmarked, beats both of the centre-halves for pace, which is stupid. And yeah, 5-0. We still haven't figured out how to match these teams. We don't have the players to match them, but the system is definitely not helping either. I don't know what to do. Chelsea, Man City, Man United, they're all a bit too good for us, I would think. Aaron Creswell with the late free kick, hits the bar, typical. And that's it, full time, Chelsea 5, West Ham 0. I mean, they are Champions League winners, you know, but you'd expect to put up a bit more of a fight, I would think. You know, Chelsea, we're not a million miles away from Chelsea, so to get beat by that sort of scoreline really is a bit disappointing. Toussaint knackered. He's played in the under-23 World Cup or whatever it was for France, and he's been playing all summer. I think do I have to go back to the drawing board and think again? Maybe I'd give it a bit more time with the tactics, but the opening two games against really hard opposition away from home in Man City and Chelsea has left me thinking that maybe we're not quite there yet. Okay, there's absolutely no schedule for the Champions League right now, so we'll the next match in the next episode will be our opening Champions League group game. We don't know who we will be playing just yet, or it's happening tomorrow. I'll get to that, and then we'll see who we end up facing. Right, we're here. It is Champions League group draw day. We'll click automatic draw. What pot are we in? Actually, we're in the first seeded pot, and we are the first team out. So we've got some big teams in the second pot. Barcelona, Man City, obviously we can't get. Dortmund, Roma, Real Madrid, Shakhtar and Napoli. Please give me Shakhtar from this second pot. Come on, give me Shakhtar. Who have we got? Oh, it's going to be Barcelona. I can't believe it. Probably the worst one you could possibly get. Now, third seeds. Porto, good side. Lyon, good side. Dynamo, I would take. Salzburg, I would definitely take. Who are we going to be? Who's it going to be? It is Olympique Marseille. Okay, maybe that's one of the middle of the road ones. I think we'll be able to get a win or two against Marseille, hopefully, depending on how they've developed in the save. I'm not sure. Inter Milan I would like to avoid at all possible. We did smash Leipzig in the Europa League, so maybe that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We've ended up with Spartak Moscow. I think that is a fantastic draw for us. Obviously Barcelona, will be the main competitors, and they're probably going to stuff us twice. But I think between Olympic Marseille and Spartak Moscow, we can definitely finish second in this group. And that's it. Olympic Marseille will be our next episode, the opening game of the Champions League. There's only a couple of Premier League games to play between then and then, so we'll get that done. Our opening game, I'm absolutely pleased with the draw, honestly. Olympic Marseille at home, we need 3 points. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you're enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.